Okay, new single 40 IDF settings here. So with the holes in the throttle plates, they come as 2mm. I'm pretty sure that's just the baseline for a 16 cc engine. This is the 1968 cc, and 2mm holes were not doing it. So I've increased them to 3. That makes it idle without messing with the idle control lever here. This thing is now set at its base where it's closed, plus a half turn on this screw. That's giving me this idle. The idle jets are 150s, are 50s underneath there. Right there, those are 50 idle jets. And I have the mixture screws turned at 1 1/4 out there. If you can't get this thing to idle without messing with this, you need to think about it, widening your holes in your throttle plate and playing with these, with the idle jets, bringing them up or down. I started out with 65s, and I've had to go down with that, with the different aspects of me playing with this thing, trying to get it the way I'd like, or the way I think it should be, or the way it should be. It has 32mm venturis, and the main jet is a 160. The air corrector is a 185, and the emulsion tube is an F8. F7 doesn't give enough at the top end, and an F11 doesn't give enough at the low end. An F8, it really does seem to just kind of be a nice little sweet spot there in the middle. If you go on the the bug supplier websites, you can buy anything from an F2, F7, F11. That's kind of what I've noticed they sell. But this thing will run on a 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 16, depending on what you're doing with the engine and where your cam's going to let you run. This F8 really is a nice steady pull through all the gears. It's really pretty cool. If you're having trouble, and so like you're driving down the road and you take your foot off the gas and now you're going to cruise. You're in third gear, you're doing 35, you're cruising through town to the next stoplight, and this thing starts doing a chattering bounce situation. What that is this idle jet. You're going to need to come down in that size because the idle jet controls progression. So when you're doing that whole 35 thing, you're kind of floating around in that area. So if your idle jet's too big, you're dumping too much fuel, and it's screwing it up for you. I'm not sure what else I could say about that. Playing with these things is pretty cool and kind of fun. You can get the parts off eBay really cheap. And if you're doing a Chinese clone like this is that I got off Amazon, you can buy venturis that'll fit in a Weber 44 or an HTMX 44. They slip right in. If you're running a 40 IDF clone and you buy venturis for the Weber or the MP at a 40, they're going to be small when you go to load them in the sleeve there. So just be aware of that. I mean, you can compensate for it. It's fine, but 44s will slip right in. Or venturis for a 44 will slip right in. Now, I hope I didn't hammer this up too much. I hope somebody gets some use out of this, and hope you all have a great new year. Because I'm gonna.